Hey everyone, Sed here with RC Plus Hobbies. Today we got in the Typhon 4x4 BLX. This is the new 223S version. We're going to go ahead and take it out of the box, check it out, and we'll take it out for a drive out in the alleyway, see what we can get for speeds on a 2-cell and a 3-cell, and just kind of give general thoughts and opinions on it. While we're looking at the box, may as well show you the other panels. It's the front panel here, talking about real 50+ mile-an-hour speeds, ready to run, dynamic stability control, SLT for the controller. We'll flip it over here. Just kind of talking about how it's got the new center differential in it, cooling fan on the motor, 2-in-1 80 amp speed control, new clipless body system, better overview of the dynamic stability control. This panel is just specs on the car, going over the electronics. This side here, there's more pictures talking about the chassis, the new side guards, kind of a little breakdown there of the center differential. Little drive shaft stone guard. And then the last panel is the speed chart and showing the different color options for it. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. Alright, so here it is. We got the yellow one. Just kind of checking it out here. We've got these, what are they calling these? 2HO tires and these new wheels. A lot of the componentry still looks the same as the previous version, which isn't a bad thing. That was a good car overall. Big old wing out back. If you're familiar with the Typhon, it doesn't look any different as far as the design. It's just the colors. The one thing that is different with the body is the new clipless body system. So basically the way that it works is you have this button here that you push down, you lift the front up, and then in the back there is a tab that slots through the shock tower. And that's how it all comes apart. It's just this little spring-loaded deal here. On the body you can see the little post there where it grabs on the front. A little slot in the back there. Going over the chassis itself, mostly the same, other than it's got these big side guards now to try and help manage dirt a little bit better. On the bottom of the chassis it does have a couple little holes for ventilation, but otherwise it's basically the same chassis as it has been. You can see that big old center differential in there now. Curious to see how the driving feel will be on this one compared to the old ones. That should kind of help bias it a little bit better, maybe make it a little more balanced. Stone guard over the center drive line. New battery strap setup with these little plastic pieces to kind of hold the battery in. Front one has a little wire guide, kind of keeps the wire secured and clean. Speed control is their new 2-in-1. Still undecided on how I feel about it. This one for the four-wheel drive cars, it is an 80 amp, so it is a little bit more powerful. But again, today I'm not going to get a good idea of how it's going to do for temperatures because it is very cold outside. I think it's only 30 degrees maybe. So it's not gonna really get hot, but 3100 kV brushless motor in there with the cooling fan. Yeah, good setup overall. Typhon's always been a good car, so didn't really expect anything different there. I think that's about it as far as just kind of the talking points of the car. let's go ahead. I'll cut away. We'll do some speed runs, and then we'll come back for just kind of general thoughts at the end. All right, we're out in the alleyway, so we're gonna go ahead and see how fast this thing goes. I guess this is a good time to talk about the controller. It is their new SLT3 with the orange power button to denote that it's a dynamic stability control version. So we're gonna go ahead and, let's see, 50%. They're quoting 15 miles an hour, I believe. So let's see what it does here. $13 miles an hour. Kick it to 75, maybe. There we go. And they're saying 25. We got 21. And we'll go to 100% on 2-cell. Whoa. That dynamic stability control is making it all kinds of wiggly. Let's see what we got. Let's spin it around the right way here. Get over here. Got 28. I'm gonna turn the stability control down and see what happens. I don't know if we'll try it with it off. Yep, still 28, but it was less wiggly, which I definitely like. Not having it wiggle. Alright, let's go ahead and switch it out to 3-cell and see what happens then. Alright, so we got our 3-cell in it. Turn it back down to 50% here. And I believe they said 25 miles an hour on 3-cell at 50%. So. Go to 75% here, and they were saying 35 miles an hour. $34. All right, I think I need to trim it slightly. It seems like it's pulling a little bit to the left. It's hard to tell. 1 second, bear with my all over the place camera work here. All right, let's see. Yeah, it feels a little bit better. Okay, let's bring it back. Still 34. All right, now we'll kick it up to 100%, and they are saying 50 miles an hour on a 3-cell. Here we go. $44. All right, I'm gonna use a little bit more of this alleyway because it kind of goes over here. So let's see if we can maybe hit that 50. It's about as much alleyway as I can really get out of it. Let's see. 44. Okay. Well, not quite 50. That's still definitely boogieing along. It could be because of the temperature outside. It is pretty cold. Or the battery, although it is one of the Spektrum 100C 3-cell packs. So I mean, if if it's gonna have the punch that would give it. So let's just kind of monkey around a little bit. Whoop. Almost got her to tumble there. Oh, there we go. The old Scandinavian flick. Very stable, very easy to control. And the thing just launches and goes. Even with these off-road tires, it's got a pretty good amount of grip out here. Double check the speed one last time, make sure nothing's changed. Nope, still 44. All right, cool. Well, there we go, guys. I'm gonna take it back inside and then we'll kind of give final thoughts on it. All right, so final thoughts on the new Typhon BLX 223S. I think it's a really good car. It feels really fun to drive, very stable. You can feel that center diff working. I wish I had it on more of a dirt surface, because I think you would really start to see the benefits of that center differential when you're on a looser terrain. But out there in the alleyway, it definitely felt very controllable. I did have one little tumble that was just my bad, kind of zigged and then zagged, and it ended up upside down. But the car feels really good. Going over, I guess, goods and bads of it. The goods are the handling, the speed. It is plenty fast, very torquey. These tires actually did really good on the street, which I was surprised with, because usually heavy knobbies like this tend to not do all that good. The clipless body, I really like it. I think it works pretty good. You know, it's gonna be one of those things where we'll have to see after enough times of bashing it, if this clip system holds on tight or if it starts to wear down. But it does seem to work pretty good overall. Motor and speed control, I'll put some pictures in the video, but like I said, it's not very warm outside. It's maybe, I'll give it a generous 35 degrees outside. I temped this speed control and it was at 109 degrees, which typically, I mean, everybody kind of says different things, but for us, we always caution people to consider stopping when your speed control hits about 110, so that you're not going over about 120. You know, just give yourself a little bit of a buffer room for it. Motor can run hotter. You know, motors can be up to 150 before it's time to start calling it. And the motor was only at 116, I think was the hottest I recorded. It might have been 115 in the picture. But so the motor I have no concerns about, and I really didn't have any concerns about the motor to begin with anyways on this car. This was my main concern, and it still is a little bit concerning. You know, we're basically at the point where we're cautioning people temperature-wise, and it's a very cold day out. You know, 70 degrees is typically a good temperature to run most of these electric cars, but on a 70-degree day, how hot is this going to get after just a little bit of running? You know, and I didn't run the car that much more after I stopped recording, maybe another just couple minutes as I walked back over to our store. So I really didn't put much time on it, and it was getting fairly warm. So we'll see. This is still a concern for us for sure. Steering servo, it's very slow. I'm sure it's torquey enough, and it'll be okay for most people that are just wanting to pull a car out of the box and run it. But it's slow. You know, throwing something better in here when this one breaks is definitely going to do wonders for it. Even just a basic servo like an EcoPower 120 would probably get the job done. Or if you wanted to go with something a little spicier, maybe a ProTech, you know, one of their what's that new one, the 575 or something along those lines that's more responsive. The battery system, I don't like these straps. The way that they kind of, like, this is channeled, and the only way that it fits over like a Spektrum battery is with it on its side, and this just kind of sits on top of the battery as best as it can. I don't know, I think it's a little funky, and with other brands that aren't Spektrum, I imagine this isn't going to work very well. And with the, it kind of has some, here, let me unstrap it really quick. This piece right here has a very hard edge on it. My concern would be cranking this down with a soft pack, potentially damaging the soft pack. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this new system. I like the idea of the battery, or of the wire management here where it holds it in place. You know, that's kind of neat and clean, but I don't know. I think just throwing in some regular Velcro straps would probably be better overall. But yeah, good car overall. It's going to be very durable. ARRMA cars are usually pretty tough. It's fast, it's torquey. Yeah, it's still a Typhon. It's still a great car. All right, guys, I think that's going to cover about everything. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Help us get the channel growing. Any comments you have, go ahead and leave them below. We'll try to get back to all of them. And yeah, we'll catch you guys later.